In patch 3.17, Voidfletcher's Void Shot chaos damage was significantly nerfed, so I wanted to see what this meant. What I'm showing here first is the original footage I have from patch 3.13, which was Ritual League. This was when I first developed this Ice Shot build. Very fast clear rate, very excellent on mobs, as you'll see. Very high crit build, a little bit of double damage. And this, back then, was high dodge, high evasion, because spell suppression was not invented yet. And so this was the clear. I was very proud of this build because what's nice about this Ice Shot was there was no gem swapping. So when you'd run in here, you wouldn't gem swap. You would just stick with your same setup, and you would just go after, go after the boss. In this one in particular, it's the Minotaur, which is a great sample because he has incredibly high defense. So this build, it had great single target, great mob clear. It was very fun. I reworked this build in 3.16. However, I wanted to see with the nerfs to this Void Shot damage what would happen. And so we're going to test this out here. I wanted to run into another Minotaur. One big difference here, right here, Precise Technique used to be Wind Dancer. So Wind Dancer was moved north, way over here. And the movement of Wind Dancer, it was out of the way, so I decided let me just keep my current setup and just not worry about Wind Dancer. Wind Dancer is very helpful because it lowers damage you take, especially when you're not a high life build. First thing you'll notice, obviously I'm in a Delirium, but regardless, the movement speed significantly lower. That was because second wind dash movement speed had been nerfed, unfortunately. Still felt relatively functional, but then I decided to run into the boss fight. That was a problem, right? I was used to the fact that this was a high dodge build, and now that it wasn't a high dodge build, all it had was its evasion rating, which was mediocre, like 53%, I think. I walked in here, I said, fuck it. But then I started thinking, maybe it's the mods on the Minotaur. So I rolled the safest mods imaginable on a rare map. Like, these are as good as it gets if it's going to be yellow. This was not bad. Turned off the Maven, of course. Let's see how it is on a safer Minotaur. Clearly, the damage is not there. Functional enough build, right? I mean, it's alright, but this is not like a build anyone would want to follow by any means. I'm slowly getting the Minotaur. But you can just see that difference from Ritual League. Yeah. And so I went ahead and killed this Minotaur. I went ahead and I had to use a couple portals. I was able to beat the Minotaur, but I had to use some portals, so obviously not even close to hardcore viable. Not that this build was designed to be, but at this point, it's like, quit bitching about it, let's figure out how to fix it. So I got a Quiver, which had a high crit chance, and then I got rid of damage on full life support. I also changed my tree tremendously. By grabbing the extra crit multiplier, or excuse me, crit chance, I hit an amazing 100% chance to crit. And then I was able to move around here, and I was able to grab back Wind Dancer, get some evasion mastery, got rid of a piece of my tree down at the bottom, and then I had to manually get point blank, because needless to say, that was my implicit on my Voidfletcher. So I just grabbed the node to get point blank back. But this allowed me to grab a different section of the tree, and get some more crit, invest in crit. Again, damage on full life support was very useful back in the day because you weren't hit that much. And I had a little bit more energy shield leech back then as well. But because of my dodge chance in the past, my phase acrobatics and regular acrobatics, it was nice. I wasn't hit that much, so I had full life most of the time. Now, let's invest in crit and see what happens. The other thing I did because of moving around my tree, I'll show at the end here, is I got spell suppression up. Now the Minotaur does attacks, not spells. But the spell suppression would definitely help this build for other fights. Now it's not as clean as it used to be, right? But at least it's semi-fixed, because this was Deathless Minotaur, now it can do Deathless Minotaur. So it's semi-fixed. Here's that spell suppression pretty high up. Getting a little more life, I think, would be nice as well for this build.